Hi, it's Matt here from Go Green Autos. So I'm sat in a Nissan E-NV200 van, and this video is about a problem that can happen on these vans where the gear selector gets stuck in park or you can't get it into park. So I've only had one example where this has happened, where a customer went out to his van in the morning and couldn't get it out of park. So with these, obviously you've got to have the motor running for the gear selector to be able to move, and you've got to have your foot on the foot brake. But he was doing all of that and he still couldn't get this out of park. So what happens is the linkage between the cable and the bottom of this gear selector becomes detached. And it is, I wouldn't say it's a common problem, but it is a problem that can happen to many Nissans, not just the E-NV200. And what happens is just a little bush that wears away, and this is just a little soft rubber bush or grommet, and that attaches the cable to the mechanical lever, and they just wear away and fall apart, and then the cable can become detached. So this particular vehicle doesn't have the problem, it's all working fine, but this van has done a few more miles than most of them have done, so I'm going to take it apart and check it out, because I don't want that failing when a new customer buys this vehicle. So I'm just going to inspect it before we put it up for sale. If you do experience this problem, a short-term fix is you can just tie wrap the cable to the bottom of the selector, and that gets you going. But you would want to order one of these new parts, and the part number is, well, the Nissan part is 34426 4FA0A, and I think it costs about £5 or £6. You know, it is just a little sleeve there. But anyway, let's take this one apart. I'll show you how you get into the underside of this and fix it. So first off, you want to take the gear selector surround off. So this isn't easy to do, these jobs, while I'm filming, because I've only got one hand free. But anyway, you get a piece of plastic tool or a piece of plastic in there, and you lever that up, and this will pop up, but I'm going to have to put the phone down to use two hands. So yeah, that's popped up there, and then you can take this out. So I've picked up a light now, so you might be able to see what I'm trying to show you. But anyway, at the back here you're going to have some cables to detach. So I'm shining a torch here to see if we can pick that up. But what you're looking for, just down there, you see that silver pin, as it were. On the side of that, the cable that's coming up from the floor under here and up to there is slid on the side of that silver peg. So in there is the bushing, but basically if that cable is detached and hanging to the side here somewhere, that's obviously a problem, because that's not going to allow anything to move. So that is the area that you've got to check, and to get to it you can remove all of this trim to replace it. And obviously, looking at the state of this, you've got a good opportunity as well to give it a good clean. So this panel just pulls out nice and easily. So with this panel removed, you're not going to be able to see this on the camera, but anyway, you can it's obvious then, you can see the cable rising from the floor going up the side here and attaching to the side of that lever. So if you do need to get in there, you need to take this lower console surround out. So to do that, you need to lift up this panel by hooking a flat blade screwdriver in this edge and hook it up that way. There is then one screw down there, which is a Phillips, or by the looks of it, a 10mm hex. You can then remove this, which I'm going to need two hands again for. But yeah, this just then lifts out. Again, good chance to get in there and give it a good clean. And then this lower console, well, lower panel should I say, you've got two screws here to remove. You've then got a plastic trim clip either side, this side and then in the passenger footwell, and then this will come forward, but again I'm going to need two hands to do that. So you just slide this forward, doesn't take much, and then obviously we've got, what's that, the cigarette lighter and the USB ports to disconnect down there. And then with these cables disconnected from the back of the cigarette lighter and communication ports, you can then get this panel out. So when cleaning up vans, I find all sorts of things under the seats and in the pockets and things like that, but I've just seen under here, I've never had this before, but I found a red onion and also a rotting old, I don't know, probably a Satsuma or something. But yeah, never found anything quite like that. So there's obviously a bit of a void there that stuff's going to get caught. So if you've got something smelling in your van and you can't see it, it could be worth actually taking this panel off and having a look. So with this panel out, you can see here the gear selector cable rising up here, and then you can get your hands up the side inside this plastic trim to get to where it attaches to the lever. So in this case it does all look okay, and I don't really need to take it apart. I think if I started doing that I might regret it. But if you did have obviously a lever that wasn't moving and this cable had become detached, then you can get up in there and fit one of these new bushes, and obviously that will be very simple to do and obvious how that fits, and then put things back in reverse and giving it a good vacuum at the same time. What this cable is doing is just controlling the park actuator on the transmission. So if we have a look around here in the engine bay, I've got a torch here shining on it, we can see the cable coming in there, and this is your park selector on the transmission here. So I hope you found that video useful. If you have, please do click that thumbs up on YouTube, because that really does help other people find this channel, and more EV videos coming soon.